Rachel Zegler's highly anticipated role in the upcoming film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is once again making headlines. The movie is set to release in 2025, but even as 2024 draws to a close, it's already the talk of the town. From fans to critics, everyone seems to have an opinion, especially after South Park joined the conversation. Yes, the satirical TV show has sparked yet another buzz, this time poking fun at the film long before its release. Social media is ablaze with debates, memes, and speculations. Will this movie live up to expectations, or is it destined to flop? Grab your popcorn because this saga is far from over. But why is Rachel Zegler so upset right now? What's fueling her fury over the latest South Park episode? Let's dive right in. The newest South Park episode has taken the internet by storm. Whether you're scrolling through TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram, chances are you've seen clips from the episode titled Into the Pandaverse. In classic South Park style, it delivers a biting and hilarious critique of Disney, and yes, they've roasted Rachel Zegler like never before. The show's take on Disney's latest moves is bold, clever, and brutally honest. If you've been keeping up with Disney's recent trends, you've probably noticed their push for more diversity in their characters. Race and gender swaps have become the norm, and on the surface it seems like a positive step toward representation. But leave it to South Park to flip the narrative. Their latest episode raises a thought-provoking question. Is Disney's focus on being woke overshadowing the timeless magic that made their classics unforgettable? It's a critique that's got everyone talking. Have they lost the essence of what made their stories so cherished? Now, let's talk about Snow White. The original is a beloved fairy tale, and Disney's decision to cast Rachel Zegler as the new Snow White marked a major shift. But how has the audience reacted? Let's just say it's been a roller coaster. Zegler's casting and comments have thrust her into the spotlight, but not always for the right reasons. Some fans even argue she's becoming a PR nightmare for Disney. Ouch. So, what's the big deal with this new version of Snow White? For starters, they've completely reimagined the story. There's no love story anymore. That's right, no dashing prince to save the day. Instead, the focus is all about girl power and independence. While the idea of empowering women is fantastic, can we still call it Snow White without the romance? For many fans, the heart of the tale was that dreamy, fairy tale love story. Imagine Snow White without her Prince Charming. It feels strange, doesn't it? Unsurprisingly, this change hasn't sat well with everyone. The magic of the original story seems to be fading for those who loved the classic version. Romance, the kind that made our hearts skip a beat, is what defined the original Snow White. But now, with this modern feminist twist, it feels like a piece of our childhood is missing. Critics are speaking up, warning that by cutting out the romance, Disney might be losing the very charm that made Snow White a beloved classic. This change has sparked intense debate, and Rachel Zegler is right in the middle of it. But this isn't just about Snow White. Disney's recent woke agenda is stirring up plenty of conversation. It seems like every new Disney movie is more focused on being trendy and diverse than on telling a genuinely captivating story. Fans are starting to wonder, has Disney become so fixated on being modern that they've forgotten what made their stories timeless in the first place? Take Rachel Zegler's casting as an example. Disney didn't just change Snow White's look, they overhauled the entire story. Zegler has been vocal about the fact that this version of Snow White isn't about dreaming of true love, but about seeking power. In her own words, "It's no longer 1937, we've written a Snow White who isn't saved by the prince and isn't dreaming about true love, she's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be." While this sounds empowering on paper, Zegler's comments stirred up controversy when she criticized the original Snow White. Her remarks didn't sit well with everyone. Some fans and critics felt she was dismissing the legacy of a beloved classic, and even alienating those who still cherish the original. The backlash was swift, and it's clear her words struck a nerve. This entire situation highlights the challenge of updating beloved classics for modern audiences. It's a delicate balancing act, respecting the original while aligning with today's cultural standards. While Disney's fresh take might seem exciting to some, many fans feel like the heart of the story has been stripped away. It's not just about changing Snow White's race or gender. Those updates can feel more like surface-level attempts at diversity rather than meaningful storytelling. Some critics argue these changes are more about marketing than genuine representation, as if Disney is trying to dodge criticism while inadvertently creating more controversy. The original Snow White premiered in 1937 and was undeniably a product of its time. The story revolved around a romance with a prince who, let's admit, could come off as a bit creepy by today's standards. Zegler herself called the original movie weird and described the prince as a stalker. She dismissed Snow White's old dream of finding love and suggested the new version should focus on leadership and independence. She even pointed out that the prince's kiss wouldn't hold up in today's consent-conscious culture. Fast forward to now, and Disney's decision to give the story a modern makeover has left fans divided. The big question is, does removing the love story actually make Snow White better? For a lot of fans, the answer is a resounding no. It feels like taking the heart out of the story and calling it progress. Many argue that Disney, the original trendsetter in storytelling, would be better off sticking to its roots rather than chasing fleeting trends. Let's be real, trends come and go. If Disney had doubled down on its traditional storytelling magic, it could have set itself apart in a way that resonates deeply with fans. Embracing tradition wouldn't have hurt, it might have even changed how these updates were received. Meanwhile, South Park isn't just making jokes, they're delivering a sharp critique. Their latest episode doesn't just tease Disney, it takes aim at the entertainment industry's entire approach to diversity. The message is loud and clear. Simply adding diversity doesn't automatically make something better. The cultural conversation surrounding Snow White and Disney's recent moves proves that reimagining classics isn't easy. While some applaud the effort to modernize, others feel that the magic, the very soul of these stories, is being lost. And as the debates rage on, one thing is certain, this version of Snow White has everyone talking, whether they love it or hate it. If it's not done with heart, it's just empty. While some may think Disney's approach is right, South Park might have taken things too far with their latest episode targeting Disney executives. Can you imagine the controversy this has stirred up? Disney, a studio known for delivering heartwarming nostalgic stories, is now trying to change the game by chasing trends. Interestingly, South Park's latest special, Joining the Panderverse, hilariously roasts Disney's recent box office flops, accusing the studio of recycling old ideas, but with more diverse casts. The episode doesn't hold back, going straight for Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, while also poking fun at the online trolls who have criticized her over the years. As expected, right-wing figures like Elon Musk and former Mandalorian star Gina Carano have jumped into the fray, making the debate even more heated. The 47-minute special, streaming on Paramount, follows Cartman as he has a meltdown over fears of being replaced by a diverse woman. He wails, "I had a dream I was replaced by a diverse woman, and not just me, they were swapping out all my favorite people for diverse women who gripe about the patriarchy." Sure enough, a multiverse portal opens, replacing Cartman with a black woman, and sending him to a world where only women of color exist. Cartman's friends are baffled by the new version of their friend, grumbling, "It doesn't make any sense." This prompts a lecture from their ever-righteous PC principal, who declares, "If you can't accept that Eric Cartman can be a black woman, maybe the problem is you." But here's the thing, is it really fair to blame Disney's box office struggles and stock drop entirely on Kathleen Kennedy? Sure, she's faced her share of heat for how she's handled Star Wars over the last decade, with some movies underperforming and plenty of behind-the-scenes drama. But let's be real. She's not the puppet master behind Disney's broader strategy or its so-called woke agenda. That's a company-wide effort. From public clashes with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over LGBTQ policies to pushing for more diverse casting across divisions like Pixar, Disney's decisions go far beyond one person. And to her credit, Kennedy has had some wins. She helped launch The Mandalorian, a massive hit with fans and critics, which played a big role in Disney taking off. Last year's Andor also received rave reviews as one of the best Star Wars stories in years. Still, not everything has been a success. Projects like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Indiana Jones and The Dial of Destiny didn't exactly wow audiences. And now, many are predicting the upcoming Snow White might be another flop. Kathleen Kennedy is one of Hollywood's most prominent female executives, so it's no surprise she's often the target of online criticism, much more than Disney CEO Bob Iger or Marvel president Kevin Feige. The harsh backlash she's faced, including speculation about her being fired, has been relentless. And that's exactly what South Park hilariously addresses in their latest episode. But South Park's satire isn't just about laughs, it's a wake-up call for Hollywood. The show holds up a mirror to the industry, highlighting how surface-level changes can lack real substance. They're challenging Hollywood to do better, make diversity an integral part of storytelling, not just a trendy add-on. And let's not forget Disney's reaction to all this. Rumor has it they're fuming over South Park's jokes. They view the episode as a direct attack on their push for diversity. But here's the twist: this kind of satire is making people question Disney's intentions. Are they genuinely committed to diversity, or is it all just a shiny facade? To make matters worse, an interview surfaced where Disney reportedly admitted to intentionally subverting the Snow White story for this generation, creating what many are calling a woke version. One user commented, $330 and million budget, and promotions haven't even started yet. This movie needs to make $1 and billion just to break even. That's completely impossible. Another added, it was Snow White that built Disney, and it'll be Snow White that destroys Disney. Meanwhile, Rachel Zegler isn't doing the movie any favors. Critics point out that her recent projects have been lackluster, with little originality or impact. One user summed it up, all her movies are just copies of famous films, and none of them had the slightest relevance. Weird, weird, weird. What do you think about all this? Is Disney headed in the right direction, or is this a recipe for disaster? Share your thoughts in the comments below.